welcome to Intuitive Stretch, a little chit chat today. My name is Ivy Ladone, and if this is your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. I am reaching into my book of dreams, and I have written down a couple of questions that the audience, you guys, and my clients in general have, and friends too, that have reached out to me with this question or this inquiry on my personal journey. And so I'm taking the time to share my personal experiences with you. Whatever I say, please understand that this is coming from my own experience. I am not a doctor. You should always consult your physician first. And you always know best. You always know best. You just need to look inwardly. But of course, we all are here for you, meaning we are all the public, the collective, right? Each other, our neighbors, our friends, our family members. We're all here to serve as a help and guide for one another. Equally, you're here to help me as well, okay? So I just want to start off with that. You are also the intuitive, you are also the empath, you are also the star seed, you are also the, soul that's here to experience, okay? Not just me. So, with that being said, please give this a like already. Subscribe if you're not. I have to say that because the majority of you are not subscribers and you watch these videos. So please smash that like button and let's get down into it. Okay. So we've got a couple of questions, but I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. And this is, hey Ivy, how do I connect to my intuition when making a decision about my career? Okay, mic drop. My gosh. Okay, so I can personally relate to this person's inquiry and their place right in life right now. How do you connect to your inner guidance when you're making a decision or you're having to make a decision, right? That's really where the problem, I think, not the problem, but like the issue is that we feel like we need to make a decision. We need to make a decision. What are we going to do with our lives? How are we going to make money, right? How are we going to survive? At some point, it does come down to that. How are we going to survive? I need money. I understand that 100%. And so again, take what I say as a grain of salt, take what resonates and leave the rest. But my personal recommendation for you is to pause. Pause. If you're unsure as to where to go and how to move about in your career, and you're not sure how you can connect to your own knowing, if you're really unsure, because in my opinion, a maybe is always a no. For me, in my life, I'm either a yes or a no. And if I'm ever in the placement of a maybe, that to me is already letting me know that I'm not sure about this. So it's already put into the basket of no, okay? So I want to start with that. But I also want to say to you, like, what's the rush? And if it's monetary, if it's finances, then you don't want to base your career, which is, right, like what you're going to be doing with leaving your legacy here on this planet. You don't want to lead with like the lack mentality. You don't want to lead with like going for it because of the money, right? Again, take what resonates, leave the rest. If you are driven by that, then for sure. But if you're in a state of uncertainty, if you're in a state of trying to find your inner guidance, trying to understand which route to take, then in my opinion, it should not be based off of finances. Your career should be, right, should be based, this is subjective, but if you're here, it's because you want to make a good decision for yourself, right? You're here because you're like, I want to know before I just jump the gun where I should go, where I should move into, and I want to do that based off of my inner guidance. So I first recommend for you to pause and not do anything and take the time for you to process all of the emotions and all of the previous programming, because here's the thing, if you're looking to move in a new direction within your career, I want to say that you're probably in a new kind of evolution for yourself. Like, a career is not a simple thing, you guys. It's not a small thing. And again, if you're here watching this, it's because you're trying to connect your, again, inner guidance with where your destiny is, what your fate is. You're trying to coincide, right? So if that's the case, then it's not just you doing all of the work. It's also the universe. So I would recommend, once again, pause. What's the rush? Pause. In the meantime, consider taking a little part-time job, right, that will make you some income, And while you're doing that, if it's monetary, if you need the finances and you can't just pause and wait and take all the time to like heal yourself and all that stuff, right? Then yes, go and find a job and make sure that you are sustaining yourself financially. But if you have the time to, if you already have a job, let's say, or if you don't and you're fine because you're thankfully, fortunately being supported financially, then my friend, take the time to pause. I had to do this for myself. I had to reroute. I want you to know also that your career, it varies. Your liking to what you want to do, it varies based off of who you are, your identity. So if your identity is changing, if you're evolving as a human, as a person, have grace for yourself in the process of finding a new career, because it's essentially what you're doing is trying to find something that coincides with where you are now, in your now moment. And your now moment may change because you're changing, okay? So there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. But in the meantime, pause so that you can get to know yourself a little better in this new evolution, in this new trip, right, around the sun, so to speak. So pause, take the time, do the things that you feel excited about, because those things that you're feeling excited about are going to open your creative energies up and also open up your mindset and your programming. Because at the moment you're probably focusing so hard on I want to call them like tier 2 level things. Why did I say that? I don't know, but I want to tell you that like when you're allowing yourself to be expanded, you're like, there's no tiers. It's like everything is available to you. It's limitless, it's unlimited. But if you're looking at it from a microscopic view, if you're looking at it from a financial point of view, if you're looking at it from a lack point of view, if you're looking at it from, right, then you're going to start looking at it through the different levels of things of what you need to get there. But like, if you take all of that away of what it should look like, if you take all away of what it should feel like, of what all of that, just open yourself to creative energy. Dive into the things that bring you happiness, that bring you joy, that bring you laughter, that bring you creativity, that make you feel alive and new, right? Regenerate yourself. That's where you want to be, because all of that characteristic is formulating something in you. And what's happening is you're alchemizing. So as you're doing that, okay, you're also leaving an imprint energetically out there in the external, which is very real as well. So as above, so below, as without, so within. As you are also changing up your alchemy within, right, and leaning into the things that are more exciting to you. Therefore, as you do that, it'll also leave an imprint energetically, okay, quite literally, out in the universe. And so therefore, whatever you do out in the universe is echoed. It sends a wave, okay, of what you do energetically. That what you seek is also going to seek you in return. So that's the whole point. If you're constantly acting in a lack state of mind, or in a worried state of mind, or in a I don't know what to do, you're echoing that into the universe. The universe is like, okay. You're like, I don't know. And the universe is like, right. And then you're like, maybe this way. And the universe is like, sure. And then you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And the universe is like, sure. Okay. So you see what I'm saying? Like, the universe is just here to be there for you. So you personally have to be okay within. How do I get okay within, Ivy? How do I find that, you know, that okayness, that I don't have to go for my career, and I'm not wasting time and I'm not losing time, right? Pause. In this moment, pause, but really pause. But for real, pause, stop. 1 second. This is part of your evolution. This is part of your, and not to sound like, it's part of your story. This is part of who you are. The 3.0 version of yourself cannot be ever met unless you have recognized the girl or the man or the person before that 3.0, right? Like, how can you get to the top of a mountain without actually having climbed it? So where you're at right now, there's nowhere else to go but through this moment. So while you're in this moment of trying to find your inner guidance as to the compass, where do I go with my career and how do I do it? The point is to actually not do anything. It's to actually just pause, like calm down for a second, lean into the things that are like bringing you joy and alchemizing yourself, right, internally, all of that stuff. So that way then you have a fresher, unlimited perspective on where you can go and where you're needed and what you want. You have to surprise yourself sometimes. So that's what I highly recommend. How do you connect your intuition when making a decision about your career? You pause and you lean into the things that make you really, really happy, and without apologizing for it, you make time for it. as simple as it is. Let me know in the comments below, what are some things that you are leaning into that bring you joy? Is it stretching? Is it dancing? Is it taking art? Is it dating? Is it bubble baths? Is it self-care development? Is it reading your best book, like your favorite book? What is it for you? Because, you know, we're constantly evolving, and it is important for us to always be evolving as well and be conscious of it, so that we can, when we arrive at this point of uncertainty, of like, I don't know what to do, it's like, no, you know exactly what to do. You're never going to waste time working on yourself. You're never going to waste time giving back to yourself and empowering yourself. Why? Because at the end of the rinse cycle, when you're done, basically, not you done, but energetically, when timing is just timing and it's done, what are you going to be spat out like? You're going to be spat out in a better version of yourself, because you spent the time to develop yourself. So in this time frame, my friend, pause, lean into the things that bring you joy, and develop yourself internally. The things that bring you peace, happiness, laughter, life. And you will 100% find yourself in a new space energetically, and therefore you'll find yourself in a new feeling emotionally about yourself and about your situation. And then therefore, because you feel new and different about your situation, you can then feel the confidence to take a step into a direction, if that makes any sense. So let me know what you think. I hope that this helps you. I'm kind of going off of, again, intuitive stretch. So I'm going off of my intuition right now, sharing this information with you. If you noticed, I wasn't really looking down to read anything or any points. I was just sharing it with you from the bottom of my heart, from the most center point of my heart. Let me know in the comments below how else I can help you. What are your questions, right? Like, how can I help you and support you through my own experiences? And other than that, make sure that you are subscribed if you like these things. Make sure that you like this video if you did, and if I helped you. Share it with someone that you think might benefit from this. And until the next time, I'll see you then. Love and light, my friend. Mwah. You got this.